Non-Americans who have been to the US, what is the weirdest thing about America that Americans don't realize is weird? The amount of commercial breaks in a TV show. I find American TV to be unwatchable honestly. The cycle just breaks my brain. 3 minutes content, 1 minute cliffhanger, 2 minutes advertisement, 1 minute recap, rinse and repeat. Makes me feel like a hamster on amphetamines after 5 minutes. Hawaiian here, but I never noticed that we didn't have billboards until I moved out of Hawaii. Turns out they're illegal. So that's weird. It's awesome, because I get unobstructed views, but still weird. Also illegal in Vermont, Alaska and a fourth state, Maine? But I can't remember. Edit, Yates, Vermont, Maine, Hawaii, and Alaska. That was a trivia question during one of my freshman orientation things at college. That there are a lot of squirrels. There used to be more. There was a war on squirrels back in the late 1800s/early 1900s where they were such a pest we tried to eradicate them through various methods and had children massacring them and shit. I've seen busloads of tourists from China, Japan, etc. unload near where I work, and the crowds of people who would gather around a stupid squirrel sitting on a tree was amazing. Some of the more aggressive photographers would follow the squirrel taking pictures. I wanted to tell them that squirrels are a dime a dozen, but why spoil their fun? The tourist thinks it's a special thing they are seeing, so let it be. Some European told me that it's crazy how restaurants are loud and busy and how people eat quick and leave. For him it was normal to sit around and talk for an hour or more after eating in a restaurant. Wait. Americans seriously don't stay after finishing their meal? I mean, in France, you eat before the meal. It's called the apéro. Sit with your drink, eat your meal, talk, get your dessert, and then usually, you order a coffee and smoke a cigarette if you were eating outside, and maybe when it's over you can ask for the check. But also maybe restaurants are more comfortable over this side of the ocean. The concept of pharmaceutical advertisements. Your doctor is supposed to recommend drugs to you, not the other way around. Side effects may include everything going horribly wrong and death. Ask your doctor today. In Germany, how are you? Is an actual question, and you generally only ask it if you know the other person. It was super hard to explain to my mum that the answer is always fine, thank you, and that cashiers don't really care about how you actually feel, when we visited the US in '08. Fun fact. Most languages have some sort of phrase that's mostly used as a greeting. For the US, what's up, how are you, etc. aren't expected to be truthfully answered unless you ask it a second time. In Korea, they often ask if you've eaten. So they'll have conversations like this. 1. Hello. Have you eaten? 2. Yes. And you? 1. Yes. Would you like to get lunch? Like, it's just funny when you think about it, but it's just a greeting. Free refills. Went to a restaurant with my dad, both German, and all of a sudden the waiter took away my drink with another perfectly good sip in it, and I must have looked pretty shocked. It was only then when my dad explained to me that you guys have free refills. I just studied for 6 months in Germany, and this is what I missed most. It was a challenge to find water for free at many restaurants, and if I ordered a drink it was the same price as in the US, and I got very little. The reason we have free refills is that drinks come in large containers of syrup that get mixed with the water and carbonation in a fountain on site. At fast food restaurants, it costs the restaurant more to provide you with a cup than the liquid that they order in bulk. This makes unlimited refills feasible, versus the individual glass bottles everyone in Europe is serving. Edit, as many people have pointed out, companies could still make more by charging for refills. My explanation explains how they can still make a profit by offering unlimited refills. Some people have pointed out that the reason we offer refills has to do with sugary drinks increasing appetite, leading to more food consumption equals money. Edit 2. With regards to the glass bottles, I am speaking mainly about restaurants you sit down at, not McDonald's and other fast food. I realize everywhere in the world has fountain drinks, however they're not as common as they are here. How far apart everything is and how little is within walking distance. Location dependent, but I moved to a suburb in the Midwest as a kid and everything was so far away. Without access to a car and without reliable public transportation, it was pretty much impossible to get to a friend's house, unless they lived on your street or something, or go anywhere fun as a kid without relying on parents for a ride. Maybe things are different now with Uber and whatnot, but back then it felt pretty isolating. Had a friend visit T/from Italy once. He asked me to show him where the grocery store was. After driving for more than 10 minutes from a Midwest suburb to the nearest mayor store, he was amazed and horrified how far away food was. The bottom of the toilet cubicle door is higher than a limbo bar. I want to shit in peace. As an American it bothers me too. Fancier restaurants have low doors, which should be standard. Your toilets are full of water. In Australia the water is much lower. No wonder you complain about splashes on your bum. This confused me so much when I visited America. I went into 3 different cubicles at the airport before realizing that American toilets are meant to be like that. Just figured they were all blocked lol. I lived in Europe for 3 years, and didn't come back to America during that time. When I came back I went to the bathroom at the airport, turned around to flush and panicked thinking the toilet was overflowing. But nah, it was just the ungodly amount of water in the American pot lol. I don't know what's up with that. Canadian here, I was blown away by how weirdly social people are with strangers. Like some random guy I've never seen before just starts telling me his life story on the street. He is super normal, and doesn't seem crazy, just wants to talk to me for some reason. But then also, the dude at Wendy's is loudly threatening some 16-year-old cashier in front of like 45 people. I got the impression the Wendy's guy was uncool, but the other guy seemed normal, and where I live I generally assume that a stranger talking to me for no reason is either crazy or high. As a New Zealander who has visited family in the US, CO mostly, several times I totally agree with that. Americans do casual chat so well. Kiwis are supposed to be a friendly bunch, and maybe we are in certain circumstances, but amongst ourselves it's fucking weird and usually a bit annoying when some random in a queue starts chatting with you, maybe because they're usually a bit mad or lonely or both if they're doing that. Portion size. Saw a kid drinking a pop the size of his head. I read once that restaurant portions in the US started large as a kind of psychological thing. It was meant to feel like coming home or going to grandma's house. You know, whenever you visit family, they give you so much food, you wind up taking it home. That feeling. So these meals in restaurants were not meant as a single serving, but as a meal, with one to take home. However, over time, it's become impolite to not finish your meal, and these became a single portion. Interestingly, there are some restaurants, mainly Italian, edit, not Olive Garden, that actually let you order 2 meals for the price of one, and bring you the second specifically to bring home once you've finished your first. But, both meals are 2-meal portions. Edit, so, a lot of people are commenting that it's not impolite to not finish a meal at a restaurant. That's not what I meant, nor what I had originally read had been going for. Bad wording on my part. Growing up, a lot of people are forced to clear their plates when eating at home, in North American culture, at least. Whether it's because of food scarcity, be grateful for what you have, because it's seen as an insult to the cook to not finish, or something else, a lot of people keep that mentality once they're older. So, they see a plate full of food, too large or not, and they feel the need to finish it. Sometimes it's not even a conscious thing. Hopefully that makes more sense.